With the country done with 1 year of junior school, originally junior secondary, the journey has been that of hope and promise at best and confusion and fear at worst. Shadrach Miti brings us this bumpy journey.
From inadequate teachers to teachers teaching and handling subjects outside of their area of specialty, the first year of junior school had more challenges than hope and promise. Throughout the year, stories of a single teacher handling 14 learning areas instead of the recommended 2 as per their training at the university have dominated every discussion around a junior school.
Some of us here, we are trained as history theory teacher. But if you come to JSS, we are teaching agriculture. For the sake of me, I have never done agriculture in my life. Like chemistry, physics, and biology in JSS is put in a learning area known as integrated science, which we will get majority of us. Some of us, we do not sit in a physics class. So the education that is going on at JSS is just a poor quality.
We are now in the system. We can now see the mess that they did by domiciling it in primary school rather than in secondary school. First, it is disadvantage to the learner. I have said the entire CBC is anchored on ICT. There is no laboratory, there is no computer lab in primary school. How will you not anchor the same with ICT? Look at the science. We have got the science. The science, we are teaching currently we are teaching the content that is in Form 1 and Form 2. The structure of the atom. How will that learner learn that without having the laboratory? There's no laboratory in primary school. Those are the simple things that we are asking.
Faced with the pressure of meeting the target and covering the syllabus on time, some teachers turned their classrooms into staff room. And unless things change, beginning January 2024, things may remain the same with both a grade 7 and 8 to teach. It is even worrying that despite pre-technical skills training being a critical learning area at a junior school, most of the schools do not have a single pre-technical skills training teacher.
Kwa mfano mimi ni mwalimu wa humanities, lakini nikienda kule na sukuma kufunza somo la integrated science. Hili somo la integrated science ni kuna physics, kuna biology na kuna chemistry. Ukienda pale facilities, resources hakuna. Unafunza just for the sake, kwa sababu hakuna hata hizo resources za kufunza. Kwa hivyo we are doing nothing there. That's why we are saying that the junior secondary should be taken. Lazima tupelekwe kule high school because that's where we have the resources. Also we have the teachers who are highly qualified to teach those sciences. Kwa hivyo hapa hakuna kazi kabisa.
Sincerely speaking, there is nothing happening as far as sciences are concerned. There is a difference between downloading an image of a test tube from the internet and a child using the actual test tube in the lab, practically. So we would call upon the Ministry of Education to make sure that if they want to implement the CBC curriculum effectively, then they must fund this education. And that is why we want the junior school or the junior secondary school domiciled in the secondary schools around. In fact, we even suggest that we can be hosted in the nearest day secondary schools.
It is very sad that the government has entrusted the transition of the CBC on casual laborers. These people are not serious with the work they are doing because as they are teaching, they are also looking for other permanent jobs. So it's the high time the government should make them permanent. Again, the other issue we are having problems of implementing the CBC in that in the institutions where they are domiciled, primary school, there are no laboratories. They are being told to improvise. How do you improvise a chemical?
They are not accessing health. The insurance is for those with permanent and principal terms. So when you are poorly paid and when you fall sick like any other person, you cannot get treatment. That means that nobody cares about this. And it is the responsibility of an employer, according to the Employment Act, Section 49. That it is the responsibility of the employer to take care of the health of the workers. But in this circumstance, this category of teachers are not given that kind of attention.
These teachers you will get that they are getting an amount of 17,500, and managing 17,500 as a teacher, it is becoming very hard for them. That is 17,500 minus tithe, the amount that is remaining. You subtract the money you are paying in the school that you are teaching for lunch. You subtract the transport. You subtract you subtract what? Welfare. You subtract welfare. You find that this teacher is remaining with almost nothing. And this teacher has got a family. He or she has got children in his school. She needs to pay for the school fees.
The government began by employing 36,000 teachers on a one-year contract before 20,000 more were added, taking the number to 56,000. But with 19,038 public primary schools authorized to teach a junior school, there is a huge gap. The Teacher Service Commission says about 7,500 primary school teachers holding bachelor's degrees were deployed to teach a junior school. The situation around junior, while they were originally employed on a one-off non-renewable contract lasting for 11 months, those terms have since been varied, and beginning January, the intern teachers handling junior schools will have their contract extended for another 1 year. The teachers have, however, indicated their unwillingness to sign a new contract, demanding to be employed on permanent and pensionable terms.
The contract that we signed, it is non-renewable. It is stated like that. Therefore, the role of the TSC, what we have seen them doing, they want to change the clause, which was already written there non-renewable, to renew the contract that was non-renewable.
The Mughals, the JSS interns, want confirmation in January 2024. We can wait for the arrears come the next financial year, which is 2024. Because this issue of there is no money will continue. We realize that they are laying a trap to us, and it is likely to continue even after 2025. So if at all they are genuine about confirming us, and the issue holding them from our confirmation is the funds, then let them bring us confirmation letters. We are ready to sign the confirmation terms to permanent and pensionable terms. Then we can wait for the arrears from there.
Kulingana na katiba ya Kenya, ni lazima mtoto Kenya hii apate elimu ya msingi kulingana na katiba ya Kenya. Lakini ukiangalia leo watoto wetu wanaumia sana katika hizi shule za msingi kwa kuwa hakuna walimu. Wale walimu ambao wametumwa kule kufanya kazi hii ya JSS, unapata kwamba mwalimu labda alisomea mambo ya English, alisoma English and literature, lakini kule anahitajika kufundisha hesabu na agriculture, mambo ambayo hafahamu. Hii ni kinyume na sheria ya TSC ya article 23 ambayo inasema kwamba mwalimu anafaa kufundisha yale masomo mawili ambayo peke yake amekuwa prepared, graduate kwa masomo hayo. Lakini leo mwalimu wa Kiingereza akienda kufundisha somo la agriculture ama physics, huyu hakuna kitu ambacho anafanya, na tunapoteza kizazi chetu cha kesho.
A junior secondary school teacher is overworked, underpaid, oppressed, heavily taxed, depressed. Yet the future of Kenya lies in his hands.
We have had the cries on the plight of junior secondary schools, teachers serving our country. We will improve their engagement to permanent terms within the coming year in accordance with their employment terms. We also acknowledge CUPET's position on domiciling the JSS structure, and we to assure you that the transition is smooth and cost-effective. And remember, I've just said we acknowledge.
Instructively, the distribution of teachers in public junior schools was supposed to be based on the number of streams, with an average of 1 teacher per stream. According to the Presidential Working Party on Education Reforms report, an optimum operating junior school ought to have 180 to 210 learners with a class size of between 60 to 70 learners, which requires 6 teachers and 3 classrooms. The huge gaps have led to many schools lagging behind in syllabus coverage, with many expressing fears that the grade 7 workload will be carried over to grade 8.
Like for me, I am only one in the whole school. Only one teacher in the whole school. Count. I have been handling 14 subjects alone throughout the period. Therefore, is this how a person who has served you well, is this how you repay that person? Is this how a person who has sacrificed his time and life and everything, this is how you handle that person? Sometimes even we have been entered into our pocket to dig deeper to that 17,000 to buy some facilities to facilitate learning, because I remember in my Mombasa County, there are no facilities. We have never seen lab equipment.
Other challenges facing junior schools are a lack of facilities, such as laboratories and delayed capitation, among other issues, which, unless addressed adequately, may persist next year. And now, Kenya Union of Post-Primary Education Teachers (KUPPET) wants a junior school divided into two by moving grade 8 to secondary school.
The terms of engagement of junior secondary school teachers and the institutions in which they work is not accommodative of decent work arrangement. The Kenya government is saying they are going to build more than 23,000 laboratories for the grade 7, grade 8 and 9. This thing is not feasible. While in the same vein, we have got similar classrooms lying idle in the high schools, yet this curriculum is also a secondary school curriculum. It would be very, very important that the government address that issue, and it is never too late. Let them take the junior secondary school and domicile it at the right place.
Next year will see the size of junior school expand to over 2.5 million learners, a situation that has been equated to courting both disaster and crisis. Shadrack Miti, KTN News.
A strong statement